Hey guys, I am Eric Number Knower, and this mess of cables in a briefcase you see before me is my latest invention. It is, I'm calling it the CyberDAWk, or maybe the Duke case, I'm not quite sure. Basically what it is a cyber deck, which is, typically an older style looking laptop in a briefcase, kind of cables and jank everywhere. But I intend it to be a studio in a box, so basically this is everything you would need to make music on a computer that all fits in a briefcase. So as you saw in the intro, everything fits flush. A lot of this is held together by Velcro, so you can see it all folds back, not nicely, but it does fold back. And the intent here is to have everything that you would need to make music on the go. So we have a audio interface. This is a Behringer UMC2, is just kind of what I had lying around. And we've actually drilled into the case here so you can plug your inputs right into it. It has two inputs. One of them is a combined XLR and 1/4 inch, and the other is just your 1/4 inch in. And then we have a 1/4 inch out headphone jack. I do not have speakers on this, so you would have to be using the headphones or use the headphone out with speakers. But we'll get to limitations in a little bit. The Midi keyboard I'm using is the Korg Nanokey2. I wanted something I know would fit. I don't really love the Nanokey. The keys are really mushy, but it does have the basics, velocity sensitive, different octaves, all that sort of thing, and it's very small. I like that a lot. And then the main brains, this is a Hackintosh laptop that I made out of a Lenovo X220. No significance there other than they're just kind of surprisingly easy to Hackintosh, and I had it lying around. So basically a couple months ago I saw on Reddit somebody had made basically this, but much prettier. They had made it out of a wooden case and cut the wood themselves, and it looked really pretty and looked really neat. And same intent, a studio in a box, you bring it somewhere, you make music with it. But the one thing that I noticed is that they used a Mac Mini and an external display rather than a laptop, and that sort of brings along some heating issues that you need to figure out. So I saw that and I thought, well, I definitely can't make something as pretty as that, but I think I can make it a little bit more portable, because one of the main draws that I would want from my studio in a box is that I wouldn't need to plug it in anywhere if I didn't want to. It would have some sort of a battery life. So what I did is I took this Hackintosh laptop that I had and I ripped apart everything that is not required to turn it on. So what you see before you is a keyboard. Really the only reason this is there is because the power button is right there. We have the display and we have the motherboard behind it. I have Logic Pro on here currently. That is my audio workstation of choice. No significance there either, other than the fact that I just happen to like it. So really the setup process is pretty simple. As you saw at the beginning of the video, you just kind of take everything out. Most of this is Velcroed on. We found that to be the easiest way to put stuff, keep them in place, and not glue everything down, because I'd like for this to be modular. I have a couple other smaller synths I could fit in here. I'm pretty sure I could fit the OP1 or a Game Boy for chiptunes or something like that. The mouse kind of just fits wherever. There's a decent amount of space if you want to move stuff around. So here we are in Logic Pro. This is the track that you heard earlier. I just kind of banged this out in an hour. I am not a lo-fi hip-hop beat artist, so I kind of just picked some jazzy chords and did some general cliched stuff. So we have our chords here. As you can see, we definitely want to have a better keyboard solution. This is all revision 1 stuff, because really the only buttons I need are space, backspace, and R, but it is a big pain to keep having to poke it like this. We have our chords here. We have some bass. Really simple, just following the root notes, and then I have just this random drum kit that I threw isotope vinyl on, and it takes us all no problem. One of the bigger limitations of this device is that because I made this out of a Hackintosh laptop I just sort of had lying around, we have 4 gigs of RAM, which is really not enough for pro audio and stuff like that. So I'm pretty sure this is upgradable. I would like to, it would require taking everything out, but it's all Velcroed anyway. I'm pretty sure it's upgradable because 4 gigs is just really not enough. Reaper would be sort of helpful here because you know, it's a very resource not intensive audio workstation, and I know Logic is going to start chugging if I just keep putting plugins on plugins on plugins. But you know, we're connected in USB with the Midi Keyboard, so you know, we're not really seeing any latency. You know, and even though I know I'm not really in love with this keyboard, like, you can still, you know, like, you know, it definitely works. I think that the limitations that we have here are going to eventually be a problem. I'd like to make another revision of this, you know, kind of make it so that everything's not as exposed, maybe a laptop with better battery life, better RAM. Not having Wi-Fi, as much as I joke that it's a feature, is actually quite a pain. You know, it's lucky that the Ethernet works, but, you know, say you want to use any plugins that require constant checking in, and if you don't have your iLock, like, that's definitely going to be a problem. So I could definitely see that being something that we'd want to improve upon. But you know, for the moment, like, it works, it's functional. I could make it a little prettier, but you know, the beauty of having it all in one place and having, you know, the audio interface here is that you can really plug whatever you want into here. We only have 2 channels, but say you have a mixer, you know, obviously we're getting into like backpack full of gear territory. We're no longer talking like this is everything you need, but you can kind of expand upon just these 2 inputs here. And you know, I have a lot of pretty small synthesizers that you could fit. So yeah, I think that this is a pretty rad idea. I'm really happy with how it came out, all things considered. It definitely has some work to be a little more reliable, a little less jank, but you know, hopefully I plan on making another one of these. I had a lot of fun with this project. It definitely wouldn't exist without my roommate Max. He helped me a lot with like initial concept design and doing the actual drilling. And obviously the original idea, I got it from that Reddit post, which I will put on the screen and in the description. So yeah, let me know what you think. This has been Eric Number Knower, and thank you very much. I hope you have a nice day.